to the Deep Cut Fandom podcast. My name is Victor, also known as Cassetteman Studios, and I'm here with my co-host.
Robert, aka Shumworld. So, what's going on, Vic?
Uh, Same old, same old. Got some stuff in the mail the other day.
Oh, what'd you get?
Some Joes.
Ooh, the
Joes?
O-rings. Oh, is it
It's
the Super
Super
7
7
O-rings?
stuff. Yeah,
Nice, nice. So, where'd you order?
Where?
Yeah.
I ordered it not at the Museum of Nostalgia at 3127 31st Street in Astoria, New York, but
Yes.
I got these from Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, so you shipped your pile of loot?
Yes, I did, which means I got some Masters figures also.
You got the figure I was asking for?
No, that did not come in.
Oh, gotcha.
That's
Bummer.
still on
Bummer.
pre-order. That's still on pre-order.
Oh, right. I forget. The thing is, I'm so excited for that Snake Man figure.
Yeah, but no, I got that. I got that 4-pack, that latest 4-pack that came out.
Oh yeah.
And what is it?
Yeah,
The
I
Battle
forgot the name of it.
for Eternia?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep, the one that has like all factions and stuff.
Yeah, the one that we covered in like previous episode.
Yeah.
I got that, and I got Modulok, and I got 3 of these because these came back in stock.
You're an army builder, I take it.
Oh yeah, I have to build at least. I need at least 3. I would have gotten more, but 3 is good. 3 is good.
So what is it like? One is the leader, and the other 2 are in the background.
Actually, I think I might make them all leaders of different squads.
Ah.
Because I do have regular bats also.
Oh.
And
right,
Inferno
right.
bats. I have a lot of
Inferno
bats.
bats.
Yeah.
Are they like red?
Yeah, they're the red ones, the clear red ones.
Ah.
And hopefully,
Sweet.
I have one of my agents on the hunt for the that version, but the Python Patrol version that's a Target exclusive. So hopefully, I'll get some of those in soon.
Well, I'm hoping your agents can find a Masterverse Ninja, because man, I'm regretting not pre-ordering that dude.
Yeah, dude, you should have when you had the chance, but oh well.
You know what it was? It's just I wasn't really thinking about ninjas, and then all of a sudden, when those trailers came in, I was like, man, I need a ninja.
Yeah, of course. That's why we did a whole episode of ninjas last week.
Yeah. You see, that's where my regret came in.
Yeah. Anyway.
But speaking of figures, I'm kind of going through that question of whether I should buy the latest McFarlane toy that's just been released on one of my favorite games. It's let's see, is this it? No, here we go. So, which is they revealed the 7-inch figure of the Doomslayer based on the Dark Ages video game.
That looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it does. But here's the downside, man. Let me see if I can show some previews of this figure while we're talking. Here's the downside about this figure. It's like $60. Like, so I was like, shoot,
Jesus
man.
How tall is this figure?
7 inches.
7 inches, $60.
He comes with the BFG and the shield.
Yeah, no, even the extra
and soft goods. Oh
no,
no,
$60 though? No, that looks like soft goods.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But not my mistake. It's not the BFG. It's that new gun he has.
Okay.
Like, okay, if you see trailers of it, he has a new gun that's kind of like a machine gun / shotgun, where it does like a spray.
Okay.
But if you look right here, that's a skull.
Oh, and I thought that was a heart.
Yeah, it's a skull. And what happens is when you see in the trailer, you'll see the skull, and it's actually being grinded down. There's like a spinning device here, and it grinds down into bits, and he shoots the bits.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah, that is so metal, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, one day we need to talk about the video game, but man, it's like, because like his shield, it's almost like Flying Fist He-Man, where this bit it's actually like a chainsaw shield.
Yeah. That I had a feeling it was because the Space Marines from Warhammer 40,000 have the same thing, but it's like a sword.
Right. That's another game I need to get my hands on.
Which one?
Warhammer 2. My mistake. Space Marines 2.
Yeah, I have the first one for the computer. It's really good. Actually, you know what?
Yes.
If you want to
Hmm.
go like a bit of a retro like feel
Hmm.
to it,
Yeah.
Bolt Gun is like kind of like the
Both gun.
first Doom or Wolfenstein 3D. So it's kind of like 16-bit era kind of graphics,
Right.
but
Is
it's
it
really good. I have that for the Switch, but I'm pretty sure it's like on the. I'm sure it's on all systems.
is it Volt with a
No,
VOLT?
B.
B?
B
Bolt?
is in Bobby.
Right.
Bolt Gun.
Bobby. Yes, got it. I'll look into it.
Yeah, yeah. It's been out for a while now, so you should be able to
Yeah,
find
but
it. You
yeah,
might
but
even be
there's
able
some
to find
video
it used at GameStop.
there's some games we can talk about. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, but but yeah, like the, I'm tempted, man. Especially with that especially with that skull crunching
dude, that's
machine gun.
insane.
I
Like,
know.
where does it keep like? He has to like constantly refill that though.
Well, that's what that is right there.
But that's what that is.
Yes,
It's like I guess like a
a
clip full of
magazine.
skulls or magazine full of
Yeah,
skulls. My God.
yeah, pretty much. Like the skull goes boop, like it just pops up and he starts grinding, and then all the bits just like go this way. So watch the trailer.
Yeah,
Maybe next time I'll talk about the trailer, but
yeah,
that's what happens. Like it pops up and it starts grinding and it just like spreads all over the place. Like when I saw that, I was like, dude, that's gonna be my gun.
yeah. That's pretty cool.
And he has a flail. I'm assuming that's a chain flail.
Yeah, yeah.
Soft goods.
Yes.
The but here's like the cons of a McFarlane toy. It says I've seen enough. See, there's a skull right there.
Yeah.
So I own like probably one or two figures, and I've seen a lot of people review it. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's the grinder section.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told you. So the thing is, based on reviews I've seen from McFarlane toys, they're not really high quality. I would say it's like below average on when it comes to quality control. Like it doesn't
Okay.
feel like you're owning a like trying to think like you don't feel like you're owning a solid figure. Like the plastic is like a little more softer.
You're right.
Like it's not like soft where if like I squish it, it turns like a jello. But it's just
Right.
you own enough toys where you know how the plastic quality. So and if you ever get your hands on a McFarlane toy, the plastic isn't really it feels off. Is the best way I could. I don't know any other way to describe it, but it's just you know what I mean. Like if since you go
Yeah.
to a
I
toy
kind of
store, so
I kind of get what you're saying. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily just cheap. It's just that I think people may not be used to that type because like you have to remember that there's safety standards, so that's why they
yes,
have to use certain plastics, and
right.
like that's why we don't have things like reissues of Fortress Maximus
Mm,
because they don't pass safety standards. At least not anymore, because safety
right.
standards have changed.
Yep.
Um, it's the
So
same thing with Transformers. How people say, "Oh, it just feels cheap." It's not that it
right.
feels cheap. It's just because it's thinner and it's more hollow on the inside that it doesn't feel the same because it's not as solid. But they're still using the same types of plastic.
Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to McFarlane toys, they feel a little bit more rubbery. Is
Yeah,
so, but I just want to bring up the cons on because like the thing is, I'm kind of torn. I would like to get this figure, but it's just $60.
yeah, no, not $60, dude. For that, you might as well just buy the actual physical copy of the game.
That's what I don't know, man. Games nowadays they're like $70 nowadays.
Well,
But well, truth be
yeah,
told, I'll probably play the disc game on sale. But
yeah,
yeah, like I am like really pondering on this one.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's worth $70 to be honest.
Yeah, because like once you count taxes and probably shipping and handling, if I
Yeah,
probably
if you order it somewhere online.
yeah,
I
probably
mean, if
might
you
be
could do it to,
above 70.
yeah. Then again, you know what? If you order it at Big Bad, it's probably gonna be like 75, and then
Yeah,
shipping is 6, on top of tax. That tax is 7. Basically, it's gonna end up being like $80 after shipping.
right, right. So like it's
We're
and already
85.
yep, and I kind of put my money down on a 70 plus figure already, a 60 plus figure already, which is the Death Dealer. So I
Oh, okay, but
I
that's different though, because like that's also like it's not a big name company doing that, so their
right.
minimum order quantity is probably a lot small. Like it's not as they have it at a point probably where like people can get it, but it's not a huge amount where they can get it for cheaper. You
Right.
know?
And then again, I got $20 off, but it still turned out to
Oh,
60
well,
because
so there you
because
go.
technically it's a $80 figure. But that's
Oh, okay.
but you get what the point I'm trying to make is that I'm trying my best to avoid paying high end. I mean, look,
Full price. Yeah,
premium
yeah,
price action figures. The only exception are Transformers, but it's
yeah.
just. But you get what I'm trying to say. So I'm torn. Like there's a part I, I'm
I
trying
mean,
to. I might impulse buy, but I don't know, man.
uh, it's like I don't even think it's worth it if you have like a
Right.
Target card and you find it at Target because with if you have a Target card, you get like 5% off all purchases no matter what.
Gotcha.
But 5% is won't even cover taxes.
Yeah. But then again, here's the other factor on why I might steer away from this is that I've actually been
Okay.
planning to do a custom using a Flying Fist He-Man to make my own interpretation of the
Okay.
Doomslayer.
Yeah.
And I already owned a figure and I got them on sale. And the parts I need is like I'll probably buy a cape online and maybe like a 3D printed head.
Yeah.
And that's and ironically the if I include paying the figure if I include buying the figure, paying for a soft goods cape
Hmm.
and a 3D head, the price will kind of round off to
About
like
the same thing.
up I'd say like $10 cheaper
Okay.
if I include
But you'd have a lot more fun with it.
oh yes, you see my point. So
Yeah.
I might steer away from this. I mean, granted, it's not going to be as magnificent as this figure. Like I'm not going to have that skull crunching
Right.
machine
Well,
gun.
so here's my thing, right? It's like
Yes, yeah,
Hasbro's charging 60 for their
the,
was it the
the
maximum
maximum.
line figures, Marvel Legends
Yeah,
maximum?
yeah, those things are tiny.
It's
Well, I
only
mean,
an
the
inch.
Spider Man.
The Spider-Man is only an inch shorter because it's a
Mm-hmm,
6-inch line. But
mm-hmm.
still, but they have like more things with it. Even though it's still not a lot that Hasbro comes with. Like but those figures still you get more than what you get with this figure. You know,
Mm,
and this is
I mean,
McFarlane, so like it's not like they're a small boutique company where
right,
they're going to be making a lot less than a bigger company. Like they're big enough to be like in Target and stuff, so they
yeah,
have to be doing like a couple of like tens of thousands, if not 100,000, somewhat figures.
right.
No, I thought they're making that much, but either way, you get my point.
I
Like
get your point.
they're not making they're making way more than say your Death Dealer figure that from was it Forgetta Girls was it that was
That
making
it's
that?
another company. It's
Okay,
Savage Crucible, I believe it's called. But then I feel the company. Hate to say it, but the company is very indie, so I don't know all their
yeah.
products.
Well, see,
But
that's my point. That's fine. That's my point. It's a small company versus
right,
McFarlane. So like, what was it 80 for this? No, 70.
it's 60, but
Oh,
I
oh, it's
think we're
60.
it's 60, 59.99. I think the reason why we kept thinking it's going to be 70 to 80 because we're including taxes and shipping and handling.
Right, right, right. Either way, oh, $60. Still, you get more stuff with the Marvel figures.
I'm inclined to disagree,
You
but
get a little bit more than the Marvel figures. The maximum Marvel figures, not regular
I,
Legends.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen
Okay,
reviews of that figure. Again, I'm inclined to disagree. That I don't. I'm not trying to like
just
what's
make
the
your
word?
point. Just make
Okay,
your point.
yeah. Well, the reason why I say that is all original sculpting, a lot more paint apps, has more accessories. The only thing that Spider-Man has is that he has like alternate
But
hands and web effects. So, and I think a lot of the money went on the webbing on his costume.
probably.
Hmm.
Well, either way, $60 is a lot of money for an action figure,
Right, right.
especially if it's just a 7-inch action figure.
But 7 inch are taller than the 6 inch figures. But
You don't say.
I know what you're. I know I'm kind of stating the obvious, but the point I'm trying to make is that they're a lot large. There's a little bit more material that we're paying for. Is what I'm
Okay,
trying to say.
point made. Point made.
I know it's obvious when I say that, but it's
Yeah.
just.
All right.
And,
That you made a fair
anyways,
point. You made a fair point.
but yeah, but Grant, now we're gonna. It's hard for saying this, Victor, but I feel like we're kind of like contradicting ourselves because now we're gonna be talking about Transformers now, and those figures are way more expensive than $60. Some of them, really.
Yeah, but they're a lot bigger.
There's a lot more you can do with them. So, do you have
That's
some
true.
pages up for it?
Yeah, yeah.
The life
So
of a toy collector.
I know, right? All right. Well, you know,
We justify one thing for the other. Okay, let me. Did I close the? My
I
mistake. I
got
forgot
it.
to close it.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I was just, so what you call it? Yeah. So Shizuoka Toy Show was
So,
during it happened during the week, and we got. I'm going to start with the
ooh,
Transformers Evangelion and collaboration. Um,
mmm,
this looks interesting. It's got those like kind
the
of like
shoulder
arm,
thingies.
yeah, kind of like I think it was Unit One from Evangelion, the
Right,
purple
the
and green
first one,
one.
the purple one. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I don't know. It looks interesting, but I've heard I'm gonna say rumors or speculation
Yeah.
that this is going to be a most likely a movie type Optimus Prime and not like a G1 esque Optimus Prime.
Right.
Um, I don't know.
I
I'm
don't.
gonna take the wait and see approach. Actually, you know what? If you look carefully, like here at the feet, it
Yes.
does look a
Like
little bit
toes.
like a movie type Optimus Prime foot.
Okay. Well. Okay. So here's from an objective point of view. Uh when I think of movie figures, I think about them being a little more like lanky and like more insect like to a degree.
Okay, yeah,
And
that's a fair assessment.
when I think about Evangelion, they kind of have like very thin bodies,
Yeah.
and so I'm I like I would say this like if I were imagining a collab of a Evangelion and Transformers, I would assume that they take more of the Evangelion aesthetic a little bit more.
Right.
So, which is why I'm a little I'm curious to find out what is their vision of a Evangelion Transformers collab because like I'm not seeing it based on this silhouette aside from the shoulder bits. So
Yeah, I mean it. This
again,
definitely
wait and
looks.
see.
Yeah, this definitely has more of an evangel. Like it feels definitely more
Transformer
like of a
aesthetic,
mashup collaboration than the first one because I don't know if you remember the first one was just
a
like a purple
repaint,
Optimus
yes,
Prime and it was an
right.
MP Optimus Prime
Hmm.
masterpiece one. So I mean, yeah,
Again,
it's
I agree with you.
wait to
Wait and
see.
see.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. What else? After that, they showed off. Uh, oh yeah, there's this, which was really impressive if you ask me. And that's the
Holy crap!
Predaking. Yeah, this is like a high-end collector line. Apparently, they
Yes,
had done a Rodimus Prime before, and they're doing like a Lost Light version from the comics from
right.
IDW.
The more angular version, yeah,
Right, but it's also like he ended up being kind of like I think black and purple or something like that, or blue and
right.
purple. So he almost looks like his Shattered Glass self, but he's not Shattered Glass. It's just
Yeah,
like IDW Lost Light comic version. But this is bananas. Like,
yeah. At first glance, I kept thinking this was a third party product.
yeah, yeah, me too. But this looks amazing. Like,
Yeah,
honestly,
indeed.
I want to know how big is this thing? Because like there's like a what looks like a Zoids figure over here,
Right.
but that's
Yes,
that's that's not a good frame of reference.
yes, because those things can like, be scaled to anything nowadays.
Exactly. So yeah, this just looks so cool though.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
And supposedly it's supposed to break down and transform into the individual Predacons. So
Yeah,
this looks awesome.
I'm assuming it might because if you look at the forearm, the shoulder, the bicep, and forearms, they're
Yeah,
they're pretty long. So I can
yeah,
only imagine that that length is to compensate for the transformation
yeah. And you've got like
and
these,
articulation.
like these, like spaces here. Obviously like that's where the legs are, and it splits apart and whatnot.
Right, right.
But Jesus Christ, this thing is awesome.
Yeah, I'm. I assume this might be a prototype because we don't see any shots of the alternate, the separate figures themselves and stuff.
I don't know because, dude, look at this. Summer
Mm-hmm.
2025.
Some in 2025.
That's like summer begins in what, next month or so? And
Yeah,
even still, like 3 months. That's not a lot of time to make these figures. Like they're probably already in production. This might even be. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying this might even be a production version.
gotcha.
You
Well, the
know?
reason, well, if that's true, again, I'm maybe like since I'm not a businessman when it comes to these things, but I would assume that if this was a coming closer, I would just that how come they're not promoting it a little bit heavier, like having the figures separate figures as well as the transformations as well.
That's a good question, which unfortunately I cannot answer.
Right. I mean, that's the reason why I'm bringing up all these
Yeah,
thoughts. So,
yeah.
but it looks, regardless of what I have to say, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it does. It does. I think this might be a Japan only product because I don't. No, I might be mistaken because I don't
Hmm.
fully pay attention to everything that's on Hasbro Pulse, but I
Right.
don't think these were advertised on Hasbro Pulse. It might be like a Japan only product.
Yeah, I think eh, I remember reading an article where Japan's releasing a new line that's exclusive
Right.
to that country, and one of the figures was the Rodimus that you mentioned.
Right.
This is another one of the figures, and the other figure was like a more a high end version of Lio Convoy, based
Okay.
on the legacy Lio Convoy, but they retooled it where they made it more accurate
Yeah.
to the show. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Damn, they
but
announced
in
that
any
one a while
case,
ago.
yes.
Yeah.
But that's part of the line. So, but yeah, again, Christ, man.
Jeez. Yeah. This thing is insane. If the scale is right, I might just get it, or at least try to get it. I don't know.
Right. Good luck.
Yeah. Thanks.
Good luck. I mean, that's going to be a show and tell when it comes to this dude.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, we need to do a meetup where you can actually bring that figure so I can look at it in person and stuff.
Yeah. 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 For sure,
But
dude.
but just want to make this clear: if for some reason you show it to me and it magically disappears,
Oh well.
it's not my fault. That's I just want to say.
Yeah. Sure. It's not your fault. Totally
Yeah,
not your fault.
yeah. Just don't look at my bag when that happens.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, again, amazing figure.
Yeah. Almost as. I mean, too bad this isn't as amazing, but this is pretty awesome. Which is the Macro 7 Transformers crossover.
Mm-hmm.
It's Basara Convoy from Macro 7.
Right.
Which is interesting because like this Optimus is. I don't think he's the Valkyrie part.
Well, from what again, I need to get a closer
Oh, you know
look
what?
from
Actually, I'm
personally.
sorry.
Yes.
It totally
Yes.
is the Valkyrie.
Yep. There you go.
It totally
You-
is.
I did glimpse on this figure, and
Yeah.
honestly, the first thought I had that which causes me to constantly scratch it is how come this isn't a sound wave?
You know what? That's a very damn good question. It should be a sound wave.
Yeah, because of all the speakers and the guitar and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Everyone loves Optimus Prime. Here's their Robo Dad. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he's the poster
Optimus is
child.
great. Oh, Soundwave is better.
He's basically the poster child.
Yeah, he is the poster child. He's the face
Yeah, but
of the
but
line.
here's the thing that I'm cautious of
Uh-huh.
is because like I did see another picture of another Prime collab,
Mhm.
and I'm concerned on the colors on how are they going to color this figure
Like
because
this one?
yes, this one, like, are they going to color it like a Valkyrie from Macross, or are they going to color it like a Transformer, an
Okay.
Optimus Prime?
So here's the
So
thing. You got to
yes.
remember something. This
Hmm.
is Basara Prime, means that it's based off of Basara's Valkyrie. Basara's Valkyrie is red.
Ah,
Forgot about
so
that, didn't you?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that Macross show
Yeah,
where it's
Macross
like rock and
7.
roll,
Yeah.
the rock and roll one. So
Yes, Macross 7.
okay, I didn't know it was called Macross Seven. I knew of it. I just didn't know the exact title. So
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's why they're doing a collab because it's like the 30th anniversary of Macross 7, not just
gotcha.
Macross. Because Macross was 1984, which means they share the same year birthday.
Mm. But my question, but okay, I'll change my thought a little bit. I can
Okay.
see the if the red is going to be there, I get it. But are they going to contradict it with blue? Is contradict the right word? Like, are they going to add blue to this figure?
That's a good question. I do not
That's what
know.
that's
But
what I'm bringing
well,
up.
like the
Yes.
Target one is all red, the
Hmm.
Target Optimus Prime. It doesn't look
Right.
so bad, you know.
Yeah, but that's the red could still be an Optimus Prime thing as well. So
Right.
then again,
So,
I've answered my own question. So,
exactly.
but well, again, it's a lot of we'll see. I mean, because like I'm assuming they'll probably add the placement of the colors. Like they'll probably place some blue on the legs and stuff. I
Probably.
realized I forgot that you're hosting the pictures because I'm like waving my my mouse on. But yeah, like I could assume that the legs might be blue,
Yeah, or at least part of it.
right? Because the reason why I'm bringing this up because like there's another collab where they're they're pushing the prime colors onto the figure, and it's kind of turning me off. So
Which one is that?
the Liger, the
Oh,
Shield
oh,
Liger,
the Shield Liger one.
yeah.
You mean? Damn it. Which one is it? Is it that one? No, no, not that one. That one? No, not that one. This one?
You can cut this out. Are we cutting this? Keeping this? We're keeping this. Yeah. So,
Yeah, okay,
anyways,
we're keeping it because you just freaking talked over the image. But yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, but this is kind of the thing that I'm discouraged by a bit is the fact that there's some that he has like some red bits on this figure. Like when we saw the first picture of it, it the arms were like colored gray or black, and now they're adding some red, and that red kind of throws me off a bit.
What? I love it. I think it's great.
Hey, if you like it, I'm happy for you. I'm sharing my thoughts on it. I'm not digging the red. Is my
I mean, you gotta
thoughts.
get some red in there, though.
You don't have to. The head is enough, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, kind of. But it looks
It's a
still like,
great figure. No,
yeah, it's a great figure. I'm gonna freaking get it. You know, it's Zoids, Diaclone, and Transformers. How can you go wrong?
I agree with you on that. It's just, but maybe it's just me because like if I'm gonna pay for this, I want it to be near perfect to from my vision of perfection.
Yeah.
And that red is just killing me, man.
Nah. Yeah. No. I love it. I think it's
I'm not
great.
trying to sway you. I'm just
No, I
sharing my
know. I
thoughts on
know.
it.
I definitely got to get this guy. Shield D Prime. That's awesome.
I'm hoping that the gold bit that it's a oh yeah, it is a cockpit based on the little hinge
What
on
that?
the nose. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
assuming it
It
opens that
flips.
way. So
Yeah.
for the rider,
Yeah, the
but you know
Diaclone Riders.
yeah, yeah, you know that Diaclone rider, like just off the top of my head, he looks like one of the Action
Optimus?
Masters.
Oh, oh yeah, I can see that too. I mean, I also think he looks like
Yeah, Rad.
Optimus. But yeah, exactly. Right. I was trying to remember the name. But yeah, well,
But
you know what? If you notice,
yes,
this one kind of reminds me of Minerva.
yeah. Oh yeah,
She's like white
Minerva.
and
Like
red.
not
Yeah,
right.
she's the female Nightbeat from Master Force.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. It's just when you said Minerva, I was thinking about the head of Minerva,
Oh no, I
which
meant the
because like
overall.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you were talking about the body of Minerva. I was thinking about how the head because like since I was a headmaster, I was
right,
thinking about how because like the upper body was red, where the lower body was black. So that's why
right.
I got
Yeah,
thrown off.
I know. It's just, you know what it is. I always think
Hmm.
of Minerva as like the whole body because eventually at the end of Master Force, spoilers by the way, if you haven't watched Super God Master Force, which is like a 30-plus-year-old cartoon from Japan,
Hmm.
um, they all become regular actual Transformers and no longer headmasters at the end of that.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
I know who you're talking about. It's just, but yeah, it's a great figure. Super articulate for how tall, how
I
small
know
it is.
they're like an inch tall, so they're super awesome.
Sheesh.
Also, if
Would you
I'm
say
looking over
super?
that way, don't mind me because
Would you
this cat is asking for my attention.
would you say is super god awesome?
No, it's just super fantastic awesome.
Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna be talking about something super later today.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Actually, I just noticed. I'm wondering what this thing is.
Looks like a gun from my perspective.
Smartass. I think it might be this stuff, like these cannons here,
Oh, oh, kind of like a wink, like a
like a
upgrade or some sort.
some sort of backpack or something. Yeah.
Yep. I'm curious if that track it comes with that track
This,
underneath.
you know
Yeah,
what? I'm really hoping it does because it's kind of cool.
yeah, but aside, but the thing is, look at the edges, man. Like that implies that there's more to come to
Yeah,
connect with
because
those pieces.
exactly, exactly. That looks cool. That looks very, very cool.
It's amazing, dude. Yeah, I think it might be like that thing on the side. I think it is like some kind of a wing pack of sorts.
Yeah, yeah. And it looks like there's a second cockpit right there too.
Yep, yep. I think that's the reason why there's two figures. I mean,
You're right.
two
You're right.
riders.
Yeah, there's two
You need to put
figures.
them somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that makes me wonder where does the bike go?
Hmm. Maybe
Maybe
there's
in
a
the head.
storage.
Maybe
Maybe
there's a
there's
storage
a
unit
storage. Who
somewhere.
knows? Yeah,
Yeah,
somewhere.
one six
We'll
six
see.
two
I mean,
Diaclone.
looking forward to reviews for this figure.
Yeah, yeah, because it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Again, if we ever do a meetup or meet in person, and if you show me that figure, I would love to get a look at it.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah, and if it disappears,
If it disappears,
I'm
you
just
die, and then
saying,
I just start doing the show by myself. We're kidding. We're kidding. We're kidding. There's no unaliving.
yes, yes, yes. But just saying, if it does disappear, just don't look in my bag. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm kidding, man.
Yeah,
Of
I
course, I
know.
will never do that. Wink.
Yeah. Wink, wink. But and finally from Shizuoka, last
Yes.
thing that was kind of announced, but we've all seen it before,
Right.
is the Missing Link 2-pack with the anime face Bumblebee,
Mm.
um, which is kind of cool. I don't know if the
Yeah,
price is
more
right.
show accurate colors.
Yeah, it's nice to
Trying
see
to.
that they also have like guys like Skybite and the Hearts of
Yep.
Steel
Yeah, Hearts of
figures.
Steel figures. Yep.
Yeah,
Is that
even though
that new masterpiece Gen 5 Optimus or whatever they call it?
yeah, that's the MPG 17.
Right.
Yeah,
Look, great stuff, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Shizuoka looks like it was definitely a lot of fun. Oh
Right.
yeah, that's right. I
Didn't they
forgot one
show
other
like a
thing.
pro? an early more shots about the Devastator.
I was just about to get to that. You can see
Yes.
here is a silhouette of Mixmaster,
Yep.
and
That's long. Oh, right. My mistake. Yeah, you're talking about
it says
the
Mixmaster.
Mixmaster.
I could read
Yes.
it. It says Mixmaster.
Right.
Um,
I was thinking about long haul when I saw. That's just me.
yeah, no, but thanks to your buddy Prime versus Prime,
Hmm.
we actually have some shots of Mixmaster.
Yeah.
Padow. Looks pretty good. Um,
Mm,
he still has the purple barrel though. I don't. At least they changed the cab though,
yeah.
compared to the. This is the Combiner Wars one here.
Yeah. I was that turned me off a bit. The Combiner Wars version, where they made it more like a modern version of the cement truck.
Yeah, yeah. It was a little bit more stylized, but
Right.
yeah. I mean, I like that you could see that it's clearly going to be smaller because the leg is
Yes.
smaller than
Right.
this one here, the Combiner Wars one. Wow, that is a huge angle for that ankle tilt.
Yeah, man. He's gonna be doing some splits.
Yeah.
Devastator is going to be do. So can you screen back to what in the foot mode and the other picture as well? I've noticed
This one?
that the foot modes, yes. Like I've noticed that Mixmaster's arms are dangling out. So I'm curious.
Oh,
I,
that's
I
interesting.
wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder how much will that interfere with the articulation when he's combined mode?
Yeah.
Because it
I mean,
or is there a way to compact them?
the Combiner Wars version is the same way. I mean, you can see it here
Right.
where it's bent. It doesn't
Yes.
really get in the way though.
Right. But does it? But my question is, does it look uniformed, or does it just looks all dangly when he's combined? I'm referring to the Combiner Wars version, since none of us own, uh,
Um.
uh, like what's the name? Age of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Primes? No, no, wait, movie.
No,
No, my mistake.
that's studio
Studio
series.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn these titles, man. Like,
I'm trying to think though. Because it's been a while since I've played with. I don't even own the actual Combiner Wars one. I own the
right.
smaller
The
bootleg
bootleg
version.
version. Yeah.
Um, which I just added to something on stickers too, thanks to toyhacks.com for all your sticker needs. Um, I mean, it kind of shows, but it's not too bad.
Right. So.
I mean, it's also something that doesn't really like. It didn't really bother me,
Right.
but I know you're a little bit more particular with what you like or don't like in terms of Transformers.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
I'm a little bit more forgiving compared to you,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say.
Yep. I mean, I'm still getting it, so but I'm not going to be like that guy's complaining about it all the time. I just want to get it off my
Yeah,
just share my thoughts.
just gonna
So,
complain about it most of the time.
but speaking of that, there is a complaint I'm having with this figure. Is since you're hosting it, can you like circle around that weird top hat of his?
Wait, which one?
Yeah, I mean, with his your mouse, like
What?
scroll it when you see more of a front. Yeah, like that one.
Wait, there we go. That one.
Yeah, that's good enough. You see that square thing on top of his head?
Yeah, that he's always had ever since the show.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm not digging the fact that he doesn't have a silver gun there.
Okay. Yeah.
That bugs me a bit. Like,
It did stand out to me when I first saw it. I'm like, oh, he doesn't have the little missile things,
yeah,
or drills, or
those
whatever they are.
yeah, those two missile bits and they're implying it's there.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, there's a part of me that kind of wish that the designers kind of put like like two 5mm holes so that you could probably like add
yeah.
them yourself, kind of
Or,
thing.
or at least put some silver paint apps on the, on like the little tips there.
Yep. That's what I mean. Like,
like some
But
sort of like acknowledgement that it's there.
right, right. So, but regardless of my comments about it, it looks great.
Yeah, no, it does. It looks really good.
I think the
Um,
last one we're waiting for is Scavenger.
yeah, I think is that the one or is that the Combiner Wars one? I think yeah. Is this the Combiner Wars one? No, this is the studio. I think this is the Studio Series one.
I'm assuming it's the Studio Series one.
Hold on, let me
That,
check something real quick.
but there's a part of me that's kind of confused because if it is the Studio Series one, I remember they made a big point about scale,
Oh, it's
and
86 Scrapper, not Scavenger. Because
hmm,
Scavenger is the last one that we need, right?
yeah, Scavenger.
Yeah, this is Scrapper. I always get the
Yep,
names mixed up.
CS. It's the SC in their names.
Exactly, exactly. And they both
So
have like
Scav.
shovels,
Yep.
you know?
Wait, I kind of is
This
that
is
that yeah? They're
Scrapper.
S. Yes,
This is
Scrapper.
Scrapper.
Yes.
And Scavenger is the other one. That's
Yep.
the one we're
Yep.
waiting on.
Mm-hmm. The dude with the
Um,
pants.
I should hope
That's
they
my
all
nickname
have
for him.
fans.
Yeah, but the he has his legs are all purple, so that kind of for some
Right.
reason it might like let me give you my little nicknames for certain ones like Mixmaster. He's the dude with the top hat.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of
Uh,
noticed when you said that earlier.
yeah. Uh, Bone Crusher. He's the one wearing the onesie.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Because it's all
Because
green.
yeah, because
Yeah.
he's all green. And Scavenger, he's the one with the pants because his legs are all purple. So
Right. So what about
Stern
Scrapper?
Scrapper, uh, I
This is
never had a
Scrapper.
nickname for him. I just call him the leader. That was my nickname for him.
Yeah.
The nick.
Okay.
Let me see. Let's see. Long haul. He used to do with the backpack. That's that's.
I guess. Yeah, it works. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
explain my reasons why I'm so like let me think. So I remember as a kid, I was so amazed by their transformations. Where when he transformed, you see this big, what do you call that thing? A wagon piece that just like as a kid, I was gonna say, where did that wagon piece come from? Like it just magically appeared,
Right.
and then later on, I found out it was his legs. And again, that just blew me my mind. But the thing is, I always think about that piece when it comes to long haul, and when it
Yeah.
becomes the back of Devastator, that's why I kind of nicknamed the backpack. You know.
Backpack. Yeah.
And let me see, Hook. I always call him sunglasses because his visor,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's the smug one. So like, wearing sunglasses just makes him more smug.
Right.
But yeah, those are my nicknames for the 6 members of Devastator. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That kind of works.
yeah, Scrapper's the leader. Mixmasters is a top hat.
Yeah.
Long Haul's the backpack. Scavenger is the pants. Bone Crusher is the onesie, and Hook is the sunglasses.
Sure. Why
the
not?
experiences you have when you're a kid, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of kids,
Hmm.
uh, thanks to oh yeah, that's right. Cyberworld Grimlock has been released,
Ah,
so we're getting some looks at it, and it's kind of cool.
yep,
I'm digging this line. Like, just I mean, obviously this is more kid aimed, but
yes, yes,
it's pretty cool because like they have the smaller figures and they could ride them. Um,
yep,
I'm assuming this is probably like the seat, and then you could like figures. The smaller figures have holes in the back here where
yep,
they
yep.
plug in here, which is cool
Hmm.
because if you think about it, if that's a 5 millimeter port, that means it's a minicon port.
Mm,
Yeah,
exactly. So if you have some mini cons, you can put them in. Oh, interesting. That the arms are remove
yeah,
detachable.
yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah. You know why? Because that's a seat with a
Ah,
Gatling gun,
so you can make like kind of like a mini fortress of some sorts, right?
or like some sort of like turret or something.
Yep.
Uh, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, and then they had that preview shot of that mech mode they kept talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing where you can actually put one of your figures there to pilot him.
Exactly. Yeah, it's this. I don't know. I think this is a really interesting line, and I really like
Right.
to see what they do with the show.
Yes. Well, the key word is fun. That's always my thoughts when it comes to figures like this. Are you
Yeah, I
having
agree.
fun with it?
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm hoping kids who own it will have fun with it.
yeah. Me too.
How
Me
big
too.
is he?
He's got to be pretty big because he's almost as big as Ultra Magnus here.
Is that the Hasbro Pulse? The
The
HasLab?
HasLab one?
Yeah. I'm guessing because I see him have the stand in between
Yeah,
that's holding him.
yeah. Which is, yeah, it probably is. Which is weird because I haven't received mine yet.
Hmm. I hope you get him.
Yeah, I mean, I should be getting him. I paid for him. I know I
looks
paid
like a
for
fun
it.
looks like a fun figure, man. Like personally, my eyes are on that Scorponok we saw at Toy Fair.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. The Scorponok from Cyberworld. Yeah, I mean
Yep.
the whole line looks cool. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to get them all. Freaking instructions too.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I love the fact he transforms like Megatron. Beast Wars Megatron.
Yeah, I love that too. And honestly, I'm kind of hoping they do a Beast Wars Megatron repaint, or at least a retool. You know,
Yeah.
like give him the Megatron head, obviously.
Right. Right.
Um,
Get a twofer out of him, right?
exactly. Super cool. Like I dig
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And I think I said this before, but I thought that they were just gonna do Wild King as this, as Cyberworld. But
Right.
I'm glad they proved me wrong.
Well, the Wild King stuff looks great on
Yeah,
its own.
I've been looking at Amazon.jp
Mm,
to order them, um, but I haven't ordered it yet.
right.
The
I
shipping
don't think,
is a little expensive.
of course. Yes, we all know.
Yeah,
So, anyways, is there any other TF news you want to cover?
I think that's it for Transformers right now.
Yes. So,
Oh
but
well, but I did
real
want to point out
quick.
that pit.
Yep.
Oh,
That
that's so
little
cool.
fort. Yep.
It's like
Like a kind of like a turret. Yeah.
yeah, like a turret or an emplacement. That's so cool.
It looks
That's the
great,
Optimus
man.
right there.
Yeah, you can have like
Yeah,
your own little mini fortress and stuff.
exactly. Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much it Transformers wise.
Yep.
No.
So let me get some stuff out. So before we go on break, let's see. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me get it ready. So before we go on break, I just want to share my thoughts about this upcoming video game
Mm-hmm.
called Shadow Labyrinth.
Okay.
And let's see if I can get. Oh, no, sorry. I thought I. Oh, right. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I should have practiced. Technical difficulties.
Dope.
God, where's that window? Where's that window? All right. Focus. Let's see. Yes. No, is that it? Yep. Okay. You see it?
I see Pac-Man. Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Hide sidebar. Is that full screen now?
Uh, no, but it's fine.
Okay. So, all right. So there's this upcoming game called Shadow Labyrinth.
Okay.
And one of the things about it is that it's basically a dark take on Pac-Man.
Okay.
And so you play this game. It's like a Metroidvania game, and if you look right here, this is I forgot his name. I think his name is like number 6, and he's fighting alongside his partner, which is this yellow sphere called Pac. I
Okay.
mean Puck. That's his name, and that's basically the Pac-Man, with the mouth and everything.
Yeah.
And while they're fighting, you get these combos. But the cool thing is, if you look right there, one of the powers that Puck has is that he could transform into like this giant mech suit and eat the enemies and stuff, right?
Right.
So that's one of his abilities. But then later on, they try to home add nods to the Pac-Man lore into this video game. So like if you
Okay.
see right here, he's gonna attack these squids, and when he attacks them, what do they release? Pellets for
Yeah.
Pac-Man to eat.
Okay.
So that's one of but the thing is, even though it's using the Pac-Man IP to build on, it's
Uh-huh.
also it looks great as a standalone game because like the biomes look amazing. Like this is one of the stages where it's like you're fighting with a volcano, and then later on you see all these cobwebs and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're adding the IP of Pac-Man into it. So like they add little bits where you can actually certain areas in the game where you see like these blue wires, you
Yeah.
can transform into Pac-Man and travel and eat the pellets along the way.
That's
And
interesting.
so I feel like that's just a nice way of adding gameplay elements while exploring the biomes
Yeah.
in this Metroidvania, and like they add so many nods where it becomes a Pac-Man game in certain stages where you see like it doesn't it remind you of like those Pac-Man maps and stuff.
Yeah.
So and then they added all these little bits. So like you see right here, you can actually jump, and then they add like more. Let me see. They expanded the experience of playing Pac-Man in
Right.
where you have to dodge through all these traps, and then you can eat. You can like do all the things where like you're following the wall, and you can actually jump into these other areas as the Pac-Man character.
Yeah.
So, and so aside from when it comes to Metroidvania games, aside from traveling the map, the other cool thing are fighting the bosses, right?
Right. That's what
So,
I thought.
so here's the thing: they try their best to add the Pac-Man gameplay into this.
Hmm.
So when he's fighting, there's a certain moment where you can actually dodge his attacks by traveling here as the Pac-Man mode, right?
Okay.
So like but not only that, the other cool thing about it is that I brought up the idea that that Puck, the yellow ball,
Hmm.
he can actually turn into like this giant robot. But then later on, at certain points in the game, you can actually summon a robot and actually pilot it to fight the monsters with.
Yeah, dude, that thing looks like it. At least, like on the top left, it kind of looks like the Eva Unit One
Yes, Eva unit. What was that from?
Evangelion. We were
Yeah,
just talking about it
yeah, he
earlier.
does look like it. Yeah, I mean, no, when I was thinking about where's that from Pac-Man,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
that's what threw me off. But yeah,
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
see the references of it. But
yeah.
yeah, you can see all the attacks you could do and stuff. And so then later on, you could do
Oh,
a
Jesus.
fatality where you could turn into the Pac-Man, but they did like an evil version of it, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Holy
like
crap.
here's the thing, like if you know, like let me think how to describe it, that they know what they're making, so
Yeah,
so they're
yeah.
not so they're fully embracing the silliness of this, but by doing this, they're just making something that looks really really fun.
Right.
And
And this is totally licensed, right?
yep, it's licensed and it's coming to Switch if you're interested.
Okay.
So like here's like more screen captures of the robot you can find. If you look right there, that little bit, that's the Pac-Man unit,
Okay.
that yellow circle, right?
Yeah.
On that robot. And then later on, you get these new powers, like where he can actually build up a laser and do like a hyper
Oh
beam.
shit. That's awesome.
Yeah. And if you look closely, that's the Pac-Man circle right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah. So so anyways, but here's the thing that's been the new reveal for this video game
Okay.
is it's even though Pac-Man is kind of the star of this video game called Shadow Labyrinth,
Mm-hmm.
the thing that's getting me really excited for this game is that it's not only is it a homage, like a modernizing the Pac-Man video game. It's also seems to be a celebration of all the old games from the retro games like from the 70s and 80s. So look, do you see something?
Uh,
Doesn't doesn't that look like something to you?
Dig Dug?
You guessed it.
Yeah, I
So
wasn't too sure about the dragon guy, but the other guy, I'm like, that's from Dig Dug, isn't it?
yep, exactly. So here's the interesting thing about these enemies. So the game mechanic is you can't kill them. and
Okay.
and not only that, they can travel through walls, just like the original Dig Dug game.
Oh wow.
So, but here's the thing: is you can kill them, but there's only one way you can kill them.
You have to have them buried.
You got to inflate them.
Oh,
You see right there the
right.
grappling hook where you have to inflate them, just like the old school Dig Dug game.
Okay.
Where you
Yeah.
use the pump and stuff. So when I saw that detail, I was like, dude, these guys know what they're making. Like they're
Yeah.
making
Who's making
something
this
as fun.
game?
It's Namco. So
Oh, dude, it's not
Bandai
even that it's
Namco.
licensed; it's official.
But
Namco owns the rights to those games.
my mistake. I was led
Yeah.
to believe that another company was making it using the like where the brand Bandai Namco was more of the licensing part of it. So that's
Well, I
again
mean,
my mistake. But
Namco and Bandai merged.
right,
That's why they're Bandai Namco now.
yes,
So they own all the rights to the Namco games,
hmm
including Pac-Man and Dig Dug.
yes,
So this isn't even like it's licensed; it's just an official game.
right. My mistake. My
It, it,
mistake.
it's all good. You didn't. It was an honest mistake. I know that. So, but yeah,
Yes,
this is pretty cool
yeah. You
and
telling me?
insane at the same time, but
But I think that's the
insane
reason
in a
why I'm
good
so
way.
that's what's making me excited for it. It's
Yeah,
like how to describe it. It's like because like how it's a running joke where you take something from where you grew up as kids and make like a dark version of it.
yes, because that's what everyone likes.
Exactly. So they're doing just that, but they're celebrating it. Like they're embracing the silliness of those video games
Yeah, yeah.
and just making something that looks very very special.
I like how
That
they got the little Pac-Man in the O also.
yep
His
yep
logo.
right there right
Yeah,
there.
that's cool.
So, and there's rumors that they're gonna be there's nods to other older games into this one.
Nice.
So I'm interested in this game. Like I feel like whatever this game is gonna be a really fun experience. Like because like I haven't played Pac-Man in a long time. I'm not gonna act like I'm the biggest Pac-Man fan,
Yeah,
but if you give me a game where you're letting me play the Pac-Man character and doing like Pac-Man the game mechanics in a new way, as well as doing dig dug stuff in the game.
yeah,
That's that's just a recipe for something fun, and that's the key word I want to bring up. Like this game looks like it's going to be fun.
yeah. Totally. Especially if you like the Castlevania, Metroid, or
Metroidvania,
Metrovania style of gameplay. Yeah, this is
exactly.
definitely. Looks like it's worthwhile.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly, man. Because
going.
like, mhm.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, I feel like Metroidvania games, like I feel like there's still so much untapped potential for it, and I'm happy that we're getting a lot of Metroidvania games in the past few years,
Yeah,
like
like the
like
Lotus War game that I recommended last week.
right, yeah, like
Uh,
I'm it's on my list. So
okay.
that game, like let me see, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which is another good one.
Hmm.
The what's the name of that game?
Is
It's
it
on the
really a
top of my head.
Metroidvania? Like a Metroidvania game though? Because Prince of Persia has always. Oh look, an appearance by my cat Sandy.
Right,
Um, but yeah, Prince of Persia has always been like kind of like a side scroller, kind of like Metroid and whatnot.
right.
So
Yeah, I
is
know
it?
what you're talking about. That was more of a platformer, but the new game that came out like last year called Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, that
Mhm.
is a Metroidvania game.
Okay, so there are just mechanics where you have to go back.
Yep, you have mechanics where you have to go back, the and everything. You get new powers. You have to like explore areas again. The map is huge,
Yeah,
as, so that's another good game. Bloodstain Ritual of the Night. That's another great one.
right. I think you
So
mentioned that one before too,
yeah,
right?
that's another one I mentioned. Another one I don't know if I mentioned in this episode, but I brought up to your attention, which is
Hmm.
called Guacamelee. That's another great one, man. That's an awesome one.
What is that? Like you're an avocado or something?
Guacamelee. It's you're a luchador wrestler, and it's a
Okay,
Metroidvania,
okay,
and
okay.
you got powers like doing aside from powers like kicking and punching and drop kicking, you can actually suplex and pile drive the enemies.
That's cool.
So just imagine pile driving like a giant dragon and stuff. And yes, I've done it in that game.
Oh, okay. So you have it.
I played it. I've only
Yeah.
played Guacamelee 2 because because a lot of people have said that Guacamelee 2 they grabbed everything from the first game and made it better. So
Right. Right.
like if you're interested in that playing Guacamelee, it's available on Switch. Yes, it is
Yeah.
available on Switch. If you're interested in playing Guacamelee, I would suggest playing Guacamelee 2. It's almost like Mega Man and Mega Man 2. So
Okay.
but yes, that's all the stuff. That's all the stuff I wanted to share when it came to Shadow Labyrinth. Like
All right.
that's another game that's on my list that I'm excited to try out.
Yeah. No, it definitely looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So
Hmm.
definitely worth
Yeah,
checking out when it comes
like
out.
I keep bringing up. I mean, not just you, Vic, but like I keep bringing up to the attention of that game to some of my friends. They're like, But it's just the more I see it, the more I'm excited to talk about it. Like just
Yeah.
the fact that they're bringing dig dug mechanics into this game. Like, come on, man.
I think I played Dig Dug like once when I had Namco Classics on the PlayStation. Um,
Are we talking about when you got older, or when you? Because like when I was a kid, I played that all the time, man.
what Dig
When it
Dug?
first, yeah,
No,
when,
well,
when
Namco Classics on the PlayStation. So we were like,
yeah,
we were already out of high school.
yeah. But I'm talking about when I was a kid during the arcade
Right.
scene.
But I'm saying that's when I first played it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, like previous to that, I've never played it before. I mean, I
Hmm.
played Pac-Man tons of times because Pac-Man is ubiquitous. It's like on every freaking game system, also.
Yeah, I think I could play it for free on my computer if I wanted to.
I mean, I know you can play it for free at the Museum of Nostalgia at 3127 31st Street in Astoria, New York, because they have a machine back there in the store, and it's free play, so you can just
Thanks
play
for
it
bringing
there.
that to my attention. I think I might have to go there just to play it.
Actually, I think there's Dig Dug on that machine too, so it might be worth going.
Yeah, there you go. But seriously, man, that's a game that's on my radar. That the
Yeah,
Ninja Gaiden,
yeah. The
the
Ninja Gaiden looks
Shinobi,
good. Yeah, the
the
Shinobi game looks
Shinobi.
good too.
Woo, we got some
Yeah,
good. We're gonna be eating good this year.
yeah, I guess so.
So, and I'm looking at the clock. So you want to take
Yeah,
a break, and
yeah. On that
after
note, we'll
that,
take a break and
yep,
then we'll come back and talk about some other stuff.
yep, like Superman. Oh, and for those watching, feel free to share, like, and subscribe, and comment on just the thoughts, sharing your thoughts on everything we just covered today. So,
Yeah, or whatever we're about to cover.
yes, Superman.
All right. See you in a bit.
Everyone's dead to me. They can't kill me. Gotta stay smart. They're not gonna win.
And we're back.
So, oh boy, this week was crazy, man. Like, we got a trailer for the upcoming Superman film,
Oh
and
yeah, that's right.
and so far it looks very promising. So, I captured a lot of screen captures on
Hmm.
on it. So, there's I'm not. It's not. It's a trailer, a bit of a trailer breakdown, but I'm not going to say that it's in order. So,
Okay.
because like I bunched certain pieces together because like it's like they're showing multiple clips of other stuff at the same time.
Sure.
So I figured, well, so let's start with the beginning. So the beginning of the trailer, they're showing Lois Lane interviewing Superman. So
Superman.
but basically, from what I'm gathering from this scene, it seems like Lois Lane already knows that Clark Kent is Superman, and
Yeah.
based on what I gathered from their conversation, the point of this discussion they're having is that Lois Lane is talking to Clark Kent in the point of view of his actions as Superman. So because like he's
Yeah.
doing a lot of things as Superman, and I first and foremost share your thoughts, Victor, on this. I really like the glimpse of what kind of relationship Lois and Clark have, and we're getting a preview of Lois's personality in this movie, where she's a little bit of a no nonsense, that she's very confrontational
Yeah.
in the right word, in the right sense. I want to bring up. So like
Right.
where
Right.
she's very assertive of her thoughts and trying to like get the truth out of Superman's actions that we don't know of, but it's implied that he's doing a lot of stuff without question.
Uh, I wouldn't necessarily say without
I mean,
question,
look,
but
that people are questioning about. That's what I meant to say. Like
right.
saying
Right.
that is it good or is it bad, even though his intentions are true. To so like
Yeah. And
for Because, like, for example, whatever he's doing is causing people to react badly towards him.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely makes for an interesting movie. But yeah, I have to agree with you so far that like it seems like they have like already have an established relationship. They've known each other for a while.
Right.
Because I mean, they're sitting there and they're both dressed regularly,
Yes. Go
and
back here.
Lois is
Yes.
like, let's do an interview with you as Superman. So it's
Yes.
obvious she knows he's Superman, like you said.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
So, so the
so
other,
it's safe to assume that this takes place after he's been Superman for a while, and it's something that I kind of appreciate because
yeah, it's not an origin film, from what I.
yeah, exactly, it's not an origin film, and I mean, everyone knows Superman's origin, just like everyone knows Spider-Man's origin. You don't need to do a new movie for whatever superhero and like do an origin movie. It's kind of pointless if you ask me. It's a waste
Right.
of time.
But the one thing I will bring up, that even though this is not an origin film, this is a film where Superman actually confronts Lex Luthor for the first time. So, so to an extent, this is kind of an origin. I mean, from what I'm being, the little details we're getting, this is kind of an origin of Superman and his relationship with Lex Luthor. So I just something, not saying it could happen. It's just, but this is, from what I'm hearing, that this is the first time they're actually interacting with each other. So
Okay, I mean, if that's what people are saying, but people can say things all they want.
I mean,
Doesn't
this is
necessarily
what
always
Gunn
mean
is
they're
saying.
right.
This is what Gunn is
Yeah.
saying. So
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess that's where the conflict comes in then,
right. So
which yet again, it's going to be interesting to see on screen.
yep, and we got my boy Flag Flag Senior.
Oh, is that? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because like
I'm
from
assuming.
that angle, he
Yeah.
kind of looks a little bit like Oscar Isaac, also.
But yeah, but basically, this is supposed to be a person from the government that is against Superman. So
that's Frank Grillo.
yep.
Yeah, I guess that could be him also.
Yes,
It's weird.
yes.
Like it's like it could be Frank Grillo or it could be Oscar Isaac.
Yep.
Both do superhero movies.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Frank Grillo because he's, they're making it
think
very
you're right.
prominent. So like, and
Yeah.
I'm loving it because he's one of my boys. Like him, Carl Urban. It's just to name a few.
Yeah, and also I think he's one of the characters that kind of like really stand out in the trailer, if I remember correctly. Right?
Yes.
So, most likely that is him.
Do you feel like he's becoming like the new Coulson, like what Coulson was to the early
So-
Marvel movies?
What? Rick Flag?
Yeah. Well, Frank Grillo's character, I would say, because he appeared in Creature Commandos.
Rick Flag.
Yes. Yep. That's what I meant.
Um,
Yeah, that he appeared in Creature Commandos as one of the main characters. He's showing up in the Peacemaker series, and now this.
Yeah. You know what? It could be.
So,
Could be.
and plus he's part of the government, just like kind of like what Phil Coulson was to some extent. So,
Yeah. I mean, we also have Amanda Waller too.
yeah. Yep. Yes. So, and based on, one of the big details they're talking about in the film is that there seemed to be some war that I'm assuming Superman stopped, and
Yeah.
maybe that's where some conflict came in, is like saying, is it in his, again, I'm asserting my own thoughts, that
Mhm.
maybe people are questioning, is he right for him to assert himself in this war? So
Yeah.
and it seems like it's questioning people to a point where the government is actually capturing him. I can imagine that Superman is doing it willingly just to show trust. So because come on, man.
Yeah. No, I know. Like unless they know about kryptonite, which is a possibility, but still,
I'll
it would take
comment
a
on that.
lot to. Okay, I was gonna say it would take a lot to arrest Superman.
Right. And plus,
No,
he looks like he didn't go through a fight. He just looks like he's doing it.
Right.
He doesn't look like he got beaten up and stuff. So, and there's this other character right here I want to touch on that bring up, is that I'm assuming this is supposed to be the equivalent of Mercy, or like Lex Luthor's assistant of some sort.
Okay.
because like they're showing pictures of her like in fighting Superman, and she's always beside Lex Luthor at times.
Okay.
And I want to know the story of this guy, man.
Oh. So here's the thing.
Yes.
Uh, I've sort of been spoiled on who that is.
Okay. So how?
Partially because of the toys.
Right.
Uh,
Is he someone that's gonna make where if you tell me who it is, I'm like, holy crap, it's him, kind of thing, or do you feel this is someone I should be surprised with?
I don't know because I don't know how much of DC's history that you know.
Uh I know.
Because
Yes.
this is a character that is definitely known in DC lore,
Yes.
and it's a character that's been around for a bit. So it's not like it's just some brand new character that's fresh off the pages.
Yes.
You know, this character has been established as what could pass for a villain in DC's history.
Yes.
And I will tell you this much: he, going by the name,
The U. Like I'm assuming that's a U, right?
yes.
Okay.
Um,
I have a thought, but go on.
no, go ahead. I want to hear your thought because then I'll tell you if you're wrong or right with what I'm thinking.
Okay, maybe I'm going a little too out there, but the only character I could think of that has a U on his chest is a evil version of Superman named Ultraman, and I doubt that's him. So
No, you're right.
ah,
It is Ultraman.
okay, that brings up a lot of questions in my opinion. So
Yes. I think that's also part of the reson why he may have a mask on.
you think that might be a reveal, like a dun 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 kind of thing?
Yeah, it's gonna be the twist
The
in
twist.
the movie itself. What the twist?
Yes.
To quote M. Night Shyamalan
Yep.
via Robot Chicken.
Yes. What a twist! But
But yeah. So yeah, you got an evil Superman arresting Superman. Working with the government. I don't know, like this. I mean, if this is Ultraman,
yes.
like things could get pretty interesting with this movie.
Yes. So now here's something I want to bring up that throughout these shots I'm showing you, you're hearing you're hearing a voiceover from between Lois Lane and Superman on continuing
Okay.
the interview, like because you hear them talking throughout these shots, and this is a little detail that I've noticed that makes me that I appreciate because I haven't seen this kind of a dialogue in a while,
Hmm.
which is they're talking, but they're not talking like how to describe it, like they're waiting for one person to finish their line so that it can continue. They're actually having a conversation, and a very heated conversation, to a point where they're literally just talking over each other. And I
Right.
thought that was an interesting moment to see. That I'm really excited to see their interactions and seeing like what kind of emotions they'll bring out of me when I see this moment where they're having an interview, because they're like talking over each other, like, and the only time you do that is when you're very passionate about the topics you're talking about.
Right.
So yeah, so like that's interesting. That caught my eye when it came to that trailer, and we got a shot of Lex Luthor and stuff. And this is a line that continuing with their narrative, Lois Lane and Superman talking. There was a line that Lois Lane said that made me go, huh, which is she asked Superman, did you speak to the president about what you did? And then they showed a shot of Lex Luthor when she said that. So
Yeah, I did notice that.
yeah, so what's going on with that, man?
What are you trying to insinuate?
Yeah, movie. Is there something you're telling us that we?
I mean, it's. I think it's possible.
Yes.
Only because clearly there's an established amount of time that's passed by.
Right.
Clearly, Lois knows that Clark is Superman or Superman is Clark.
Yes.
However you want to say it.
Right.
So obviously, like, yet again, this is not an origin movie.
Yeah.
This is a movie that takes place after a good amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
after Superman has been established for a while. I mean, for Pete's sake, you got Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, and Guy Gardner from the Justice League
right
hanging out in
yeah,
the
this
movie.
is already an
along with
established movie.
Metamorpho.
Yeah, the universe has been established. So
exactly. Um,
And but there's a possibility that this universe, Lex Luthor is president.
exactly. And it has happened before
Yeah,
in
in
the
the comic
past in the
books, yeah.
comics. Um, so it's very much likely.
Yeah. Yeah. So then the next shot, which is this is like a wow moment, is that they're showing there's going to be collateral damage, man. So
Yeah, that's a
and
lot of collateral
and
damage.
it's so bonkers, man. It looks like they're doing like the domino effect on this thing, man.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I
So
mean, if you think about it, that would kind of happen in certain areas
yep,
with
yep.
certain cities.
So
Like
but
even here in New York, it would happen.
oh, dude, I don't want to even think about it. Something like
I
this
know.
happened. But the thing is, this brings up a thought for me because I remember, again, this didn't bother me when I saw Man of Steel, but I remember
Hmm.
a lot of people were complaining about the collateral damage that was happening in the fight between Superman and Zod from the Man of Steel film.
Right.
So that's always been a hot topic of how much damage you can show in a film and like how sorry to say this, but how sensitive people are when it comes to collateral damage. So I'm I'm open minded to see how they're going to approach this. Like, see how much James Gunn's going to present how Superman handles situations like this.
Hmm.
Because like I can only assume that he's going to be like I'm assuming this might be the fight between that kaiju the uh,
Yeah.
Asalanos we call them Asalados.
Yeah.
So I can assume that this might be a fight where he's fighting that monster, and this is the moments where things like this happen. So I'm curious as to how Superman's handling this. Because, sorry for sharing so many of my thoughts. Just like like I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Superman fan, but there's a lot of the lore that I love. So like I'm
Yeah.
curious to see how much is Superman is he going to be like multitasking while fighting this monster? Like, he's going to fight him, but then all of a sudden this stuff happens and he has to take care of that stuff at the same time while fighting the monster?
I mean, I don't know if it's gonna go that far. It could. It could. So I'm not saying no,
Right.
but it could just be a moment in time. Just an event that happens and they show it. You
Yes.
know, and then something else happens.
Right.
I don't
But
know.
but this is crazy, man. Like, look how
But
huge
yeah,
that building is, dude.
I know. I definitely agree with you though. I feel like this is from that kaiju fight.
Right. So then, and we got shots. Oh, now here's the other thing that's made me go like, wow, this is this. Okay. Let me go by both ends. Like, at one end, it's cool that they're showing new characters, but at the same time, it's like I feel like this film is starting to get a little crowded, if you ask me. But let me ask you, what's the story between this dude, man?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that who that was? Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, well, this is both shots of him. This is him. Like,
Yeah,
here's the
yeah.
thing. Like, maybe the Marvel. I don't know who this is because like I constantly keep thinking about Marvel characters when I see this character. Like, on one hand, I feel like he looks like a mindless one from the Doctor Strange comics,
Uh huh.
like a robot version of that. But at the same time, he looks like a mandroid, which is like a shield armor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
but yeah, like, but we're not watching a Marvel movie. We're watching a DC film. So like, I have
exactly.
no idea who this is. Like,
Yeah, I have no idea who that is either.
maybe it's Booster Gold. I don't know, man.
That'd be interesting if it was, but I don't think it is. I don't know.
But
It's hard to say.
yeah, but in any case, I'm loving it, man. Like, I love that it's a very circular design and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much personality in this design. Is what I'm saying.
Hmm. Hmm.
So let's see. And then the next shot. Now, here's the other thing I thought was kind of interesting was that
Oh yeah.
this fight, it came to a point where Superman is actually like fighting in a very populated areas, and again, maybe I'm kind of leaning too hard on criticizing the Man of Steel film, but one of the things that bugged me about the Man of Steel film was that some like civilians felt like just background. And I thought it was cool that we saw, well, not my mistake. Okay, we saw this shot like this guy right here. He's actually interacting with Superman when he
Yeah.
fell and stuff. So I
Yeah.
thought that was a nice touch. I mean, from a
Yeah.
trailer, no less.
Yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken, we find out that Superman's in that crater and he
Yep.
helps Superman up,
Yep.
which is pretty neat if you
Hmm.
ask me.
Right. So it's like
You know.
it's good.
They have hope in
yeah.
Superman,
right?
you know?
Like it's like they're showing more facets of what the people think of Superman. It's not like just one facet where everyone hates him. That there's moments
Right.
where people love him. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that we're seeing so many sides of this version of Superman. So and this is now I wanted to touch on. My thoughts are a little lost at the moment because maybe it's just my feelings is coming in that this is the first shot of this character speaking as Superman in like as Superman in front of like whoever he's fighting, right? And I just love how he's like very maybe you can help me with the words, but it's just like I don't want to say Boy Scout, but it's just like he's just like very like upbeat to fight whatever he's fighting. He's like, say, hey, you want to come up? You want to fight? Let's go up in the air or something like that. So like I kind of like how is flamboyant the right word? Like just he's like so energetic.
Flamboyant is not the word.
Well, okay, my mistake. But you know what I mean is like he's just so he's so upbeat and very energetic. Like and how to describe it? Like
it's almost like Goku.
Yeah, exactly. So like, but not only that, I just want to bring this up is that I know that whenever we talk about Superman films, that the what do you call it? The pillar that you gotta like like the peak is being Christopher Reeve, in my opinion. Like I felt like he's like the like he's like the I'm trying to think what's the right word, but like he's like the best interpretation of Superman from a positive, like very upbeat perspective. And I feel like this actor, he's tapping into that. Like he's not imitating Christopher Reeve. I feel like he's tapping into it. And
I agree with you on that. And that's actually one of the thoughts I had when I first watched this trailer. I'm
right.
Like, he's like kind of tapping into what Christopher Reeve was doing, but not imitating.
Yeah. So like, I wanted to touch on that. So like, it's just the way he was just so like, hey, let's go. You know? So, and anyways, now here's another shot. So we have a shot where this robot girl and Lex Luthor are in the Fortress of Solitude, and there's like and I thought it was a nice scene where they show like her doing like physical acting. Like I always call it the Doug Jones effect, you know, because like you know, like just the way that she's acting with her body and like how it's like morphing her body into like these blades, and she's like attacking some of the robots in the Fortress of Solitude. So and they're hinting that this is going to be a fight where we're going to see Crypto in action. Yeah. So like, we're seeing. So I can imagine that when watching this in theaters, this is going to be the scene where everyone's going to be excited to see Crypto fight.
Yeah, I mean, just from this trailer, I am.
Yeah. Just look at this guy. He's like, "Arr."
Yeah, he's ready for a fight.
Yep. So let's see. And
he's a good boy.
He's a good boy. And then here we got another shot. Now this is not a clear shot, but it's just this is a shot of the kaiju Axolotl, we're calling him for a moment. and now the reason why I'm bringing up this shot is that I really enjoy the sense of scale they're presenting. How big this guy is, that his foot is like looming over this woman's. Over this woman and stuff. So, and let's see. And the other thing I want to bring up is that, again, the sense of scale and that Superman, he's not only fighting like a normal size, like humanoid sized people, he's fighting like disasters and like events and stuff like whatever the heck this is. Like, I'm assuming it's Brainiac, but it could be anything for all we know.
Yeah. And it looks like he's hugging Lois.
Right, yeah. So like I am assuming that this might be kind of like near the end of the film where this is like the moment where stakes are really high.
Yeah.
And that he's hugging her because, this could be the last time. I mean, like where saying that, hey man, like give me a hug for luck and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, and of course we got during these times they show like a narrative between Superman talking to his dad. And now here's the thing: I'm happy that Clark's parents are alive in this film, or assuming they're alive.
I feel like they probably are.
Yes. And then we got another shot, and this is a shot that kind of cracked me up. Is that we got Lex Luthor, like making fun of Superman's name. He's like saying Superman. I I mean, is he your man? The kind of thing. So I thought it was kind of funny how he was like mocking the Superman name.
Yeah.
So, and now we got some shots of the Justice League. So first and foremost, I gotta say, like, this is again, this maybe I'm fanboying really hard for this trailer, but shots like this is why I love comic books. And let me explain.
Yeah.
So, like, this is a scene of the Justice League characters hovering over whatever they're hovering over, right? And
Right.
the reason why I like this shot so much is that we're seeing so many variations of flight. Like he like Guy Gardner right here, that scumbag, that he's floating with green energy, right? And then we got Hawkgirl right here of like floating by her wings. And right here we got Mr. Terrific, and he's just sitting down on like some kind of gravity chair of some sort.
Yeah.
And some things like this is what makes me love comics so much, is just showing all these different ways of doing the same thing, you know, instead of like trying to be like copies of each other. Like, there's so much imagination we're coming in play. Like this right here, this reminds me of Orion and his hover platform.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
So, like, this is, you know, again, seriously, shots like this is why I love comic books so much. So
yeah.
And then we got some close-ups of Guy Gardner, and he's kind of doing like his hand gesturing and creating,
kind of like waving stuff away. Yeah,
right. And he's like got that hand moment. So, again, look at this scumbag, man. And then we got another shot of Hawkworm and screaming. So,
yeah. Are you sure that's not Aranya?
No. Well, maybe it might be. Like, she jumped from an alternate reality, and she's like saying, man, that Pepsi reality, the Coca-Cola reality sucks. No, was it Pepsi? Yeah, that Pepsi reality sucks. Oh, who are you already? No, I'm not. So, and she's like screaming like a hawk, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, I like that she's got highlights in her hair. So,
yeah.
And the next shot we got on Mr. Terrific, and I don't, you know, like, I have an idea who Mr. Terrific is, but I don't know him having like a vehicle like this. So,
I mean, he's really smart though, so he could have just built it.
Yeah, but it's a great interpretation of Mr. Terrific.
Yeah,
I like the fact that that this piece is like more like a prosthetic than actually being painted on his face.
the CW Arrowverse version was the same way.
Oh yeah, that was a prosthetic.
Yeah, it was just like a thing,
right? Because it's supposed to be kind of like a mask of sorts. Well, I mean, it is a mask,
right.
but it's actually a tech. It's like a tech that's like it's technology, right?
Yeah.
So like we got the shot of him, and then after that, okay. So here's the thing: we got Metamorpho here, and I think this is the reason why they have this character included in this story. That I'm assuming he's fighting against Superman, because if you look right here, his hand is glowing. And what do you think he turned his body into?
I don't know, but I don't know. It looks like he's kind of in prison, so I don't know if he's a villain.
Right, but if you notice, his hand is glowing green, so I'm assuming he might have turned himself to kryptonite, so to stay with Superman of some sort.
That's a very good point.
Because if you look at the green, is actually reflecting on in this area too. So it can't. So if he's the light source, and it makes sense for the reflections to be here and stuff. So again, I'm overthinking it, but it's a theory.
It's an interesting theory.
Yes. And then we got another shot right here of that girl.
Mercy?
Yep. Yeah. If it is Mercy, so I mean, is it Mercy?
I don't know. It could be, because I think there's at least been one occasion when she's been portrayed as a like cyborg or an android.
Yep, a killer robot.
Human.
Yep.
So it could be her. It could not be her.
Right.
We're gonna have to watch the movie and find out.
Yeah, but I'm assuming her power set has to do with nanites, because this is like her body parts, and so I'm glad I was able to capture this as a screenshot, because if you notice, they're doing that camera shot where like spinning around 360. So I'm excited to like what kind of experimental shots he'll have with this movie.
Yeah.
So, and let's see, we got right here. Yeah, I know there's just so much, and look, he's so excited for that he's surprised at how much is happening in this film. Lex Luthor.
I gotta say, I'm wondering if Nicholas Hoult, the actor who's playing Lex Luthor. I wonder if he's gonna show up in Doomsday
Mm,
because he plays Beast in Days of Future Past.
right. But that
But
might
now
be a
that he's doing Lex
possibility.
Luthor, I don't know.
Yep, that might be a possibility. But then again, we also have Kelsey
But
Grammer's Beast out there as
that's
well.
true. Also, that's true.
So
Yeah.
it's a possibility for the other film. But here's the other thing, and then we got a shot of Clark Kent's mom,
Yeah.
and
Martha.
yep, Martha. So, and the comment she made kind of made me smile because like it's implied that she made a suit. So she's a heck of a tailor if that's the suit she made, you know.
Yeah. Seriously.
But I feel like that's a very nice nod about how much of a family man that Clark Kent is. That he's, you know,
Yeah.
how loving he has his connection with his parents. So
Right.
like, and then I captured these shots because if you notice, they're showing like Clark Kent being a goofball. So like I'm curious to see what kind of a relationship he has. Like they're showing this interpretation of a Superman slash Clark Kent that they're showing he's like very upbeat and very just very optimistic from what we're
Right.
seeing and stuff. So I'm happy for these shots. And so now here's another shot that made me go like, damn. So like if you notice, I'm assuming this is water. So like either whatever this thing is, that something got punched so hard that he cut through the water. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
exactly. So and that's just all these shots just make me think that this movie's going to be epic. So
Yeah.
and then we got this fighting what we're calling axolotls until we're proven wrong.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah, prove us wrong. But
YouTube.
yes,
Like,
but
share, subscribe, and comment.
yes, or share your thoughts on what the name of this monster should be, because like I'm not digging the fact that they're just calling him the kaiju.
Yeah.
I mean, because sorry, go on, Nick.
No. Go ahead.
It's just because the thing is, like I'm. It's interesting that nowadays when we see a giant monster, we refer to it as a kaiju, which is kind of confusing for me because kaiju is Japanese for monster, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So yeah.
But but yeah, then look, this shot. Come on, man, this is like so huge.
Right. I actually saw a meme
Yep.
on Threads,
Yep.
and I kind of know who that is. That's Miss Tessmacher.
Oh, just Tessmacher.
She's Lex's assistant.
Okay. All right. So he has more than one assistant, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if the other girl is Mercy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh boy. My mistake. See, when you say Miss Tessmacher, I was thinking about somebody else who went by that name. But
And
I'm trying to
where
again. It's just my mind escapes me for where that name came from. But anyways, this is about
she's in
Superman.
the Superman movies. I'll
Right.
tell you that much.
Gotcha. So, but anyways, then we got this other shot. So this is a shot that kind of confused me because like this is the last shot of the trailer, right? One of the last shots, and it's a
Right.
shot about him flying up and then flying back down. So
Right.
this shot, I mean, I'm assuming it's implied that he flew back and he flew down to punch something, but from my perspective, it looks like he was falling.
Yeah, I think he was falling, and now that we've been discussing this trailer,
Mm-hmm.
it might be possible that he got punched by Ultraman.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
No.
But it's a lot of we'll see. And then
Yeah,
the
for sure.
very last shot is we get a shot of Superman in his super suit just laying in it. I'm assuming this is his room in his parents' house.
Parents' house? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is too.
And he's just being just a dude, with his dog.
Yeah.
While
hanging
wearing
out
his
with the dog.
Superman suit, like shots like this is making
Actually,
me
you
very
know what?
happy. Yeah.
This might be so remember in the teaser where they show Crypto taking Clark home?
Yep.
This might be the home that he was referring to, or
Yeah.
the home that Crypto took him to.
Yeah.
It might be after that.
Yeah, it might be after that.
Because you look at it, he's like just kind of hanging out with the dog,
Hmm.
but he doesn't necessarily look like he's relaxed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, man. I
and
see what
and
you're
and,
saying.
and Crypto looks kind of sad.
Oh, like maybe I can only imagine that either. Okay, again, I'm just putting my speculation hat. Either it's one of two things: that this might be the ending of the film where he's just kind of reflecting on all the events that happened in the film, and Crypto's just there to cheer him up,
That's a possibility. Yeah.
or maybe he's just having a down moment in between the film, like either something a tragedy happened and he's unhappy,
Yeah.
and then Crypto senses his unhappiness like a good dog. He just came to cheer him up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
so yeah, like seriously, man, the moment we saw shots of Superman sitting next to Crypto, my heart singed, and I felt I got these like because you know like whenever I don't know if this happened to me in a while, but like you know like when you see a film in the making that you just feel this is going to be something special, and
Yeah.
when I saw the picture of Superman sitting next to Crypto, automatically I felt that this movie was going to be something special.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but anyways, yeah, that's all the screen caps I caught. Like, is there anything you feel I want to bring that I should bring up?
No. I mean, you covered a lot of the bases, so I think we're good on that.
Yeah. So, like, man, excited for this film. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say. I am excited. So, let's see. So, other than that, you know, there's some other trailers that just came in this week. One of them was let's see.
Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, Spider-Man Noir. All right, so you want to cover that? So yeah, so like that's the other man that we got to talk about, which is
Yeah.
it's a teaser for the moment. So let's see if I can bring it up. Yep. Okay, get 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Just old habits.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Yep.
I finally completed Techno.
Techno.
Yeah. Remember, I've been working on the Fuerza-T customs.
Where? Oh, Techno. That's I was trying to think. Which one was
That's
Techno?
But he's blue.
Oh, my mistake. You know what it is? Because
Yeah, I know you were doing that,
Yeah.
so you weren't looking over here.
Right. Is it the blue dude?
Yeah, the blue dude with the Zodak head and
Nice.
and the Trapjaw arms.
Nice.
Trapjaw arms.
You know what?
You-
Let's take a break from the screen captures. Why don't you show a picture for for the viewers on what Techno looks like, so we can get a preview. Let me just
Yeah,
stop.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I know who you're talking about, but maybe some listeners don't know the history of Fuerza-T in relationship with He-Man, especially the character you're talking about.
Yeah. Techno. So yeah, Fuerza-T, for those who don't know, is a very short-lived line by Top Toys, who held the license to release Masters of the Universe in Argentina, and I believe it was in like the late '90s, maybe early 2000s. They decided to use their molds from Masters of the Universe to make their own figures, and then they came out with Fuerza-T, and excuse me, Fuerza-T did a whole bunch of different combinations. They created a whole bunch of new characters.
Clever reuse of parts.
Exactly, reusing parts. So Techno is basically like a Trapjaw with yeah, we'll go with that one.
Yep.
So yeah, it's like a Zodak head with Trapjaw arms, and then like a regular human body like He-Man. And then over here, this is Destructor,
Yes.
which is basically all the I don't know if you ever noticed this, Rob, but all the villains have the Beastman body,
Mm-hmm.
and the heads are different, and the armor is different.
Right.
And this one is incomplete because he's supposed to have the clawful armor. He has the clawful
Right.
armor.
Yes. Yeah, these are actually produced figures, but in Argentina, I believe.
Yeah, they were produced in Argentina until Mattel was like, no, 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 you can't do this,
Yeah,
and then they stopped making them.
right. But
Um,
there's a huge cult following that
yeah, you know, and then you
yeah,
got like guys like this, like Platino over here.
yeah, Platino, yeah.
Um,
Is it
yeah,
platinum in Spanish?
yeah, yeah, and he's basically a He-Man
Yes.
with like a beard, a goatee,
Yep, a green
and then like
goatee.
a
Yeah.
fisto arm.
Yep.
Yeah, because he has green hair. And I actually have my custom here. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, like I still have to like do some more painting on him, but I got the basics down: the green
Looks great
hair.
so far.
He's
Yeah.
shaven because he has no goatee.
Right.
And then I painted an extra Jitsu armor that I had, mostly because I made my Sudoshi, which is another character, as you know.
Yeah.
But I have to paint his armor and the boots and the legs. Like it's weird. Like they all wear pants, even though I have like the underwear on.
Right.
You know,
You know, for some reason, when it comes to Platino, yeah.
Platino, yeah, not
Pla-
Platino, because Platino is a green banana
But that's the
or
point I want.
plantain in English.
That's the point I was trying to make is that I keep mistaking him for Platino because plus the fact that his hair is green on top of it, man.
Yeah, it does not help.
Yeah. So like every time I see Platino,
Platino,
Platino, yeah,
yeah.
Platino, I always mistake him for Platino. And when I first heard about him, I'm like, I kept saying to myself, why is like, and the first time I heard about him was in a comic book, and I kept saying to myself, why do they got a guy named Banana in the group? I mean, or better yet, because like my mother, she would serve like a banana dish with platinos,
Yeah.
and I kept saying to myself, why why is this guy his name is based on a on a dish, on a banana dish. So,
Yeah.
but in any case, like aside from my thought, the custom looks great so far because I remember you've been working on these for years now, right?
Oh, well, like about a
Since
year or
let me
so.
rephrase
Not
that.
that
Since
many years.
because I remember you've been talking about it, like
Yeah, I've been talking about it since Origins started.
yeah, that's what I meant. So
Yeah. Yeah, but like I have like this is Titano,
yes,
and I got like the only thing he has right now is the mace.
yeah,
I got this off of Barbarossa Customs.
right,
So this is it's a custom silver one, or at least silver for uh, Barbarossa Customs.
yeah.
So I have to paint him,
So
but
might I make a suggestion if you're like if you're flexible with your income, is I noticed that they released the what do you call it, the Man at Arms, the Snake Armor version of Man at Arms, where
in
the armor,
silver,
yeah, in silver. So like, is that
I
something
don't want to
you're
buy
open?
another one.
Yeah, exactly. I
I
just
don't want to
wanted
buy
to bring
another one. You're right, though. It's a good idea, but also it has the fur, if I'm not mistaken.
right. That's an
Um,
upgrade.
I know. I want to make these as close as possible to the originals, though, without
Gotcha.
being exact. Like I don't feel like they have to be exactly the same. But like
Understood.
I'm probably gonna paint this wristband like silver, even though
Right.
it's not painted on Titano there.
Ah, come on,
You
painted
know,
flesh. You want accurate? Come on, dude.
I mean, I guess I could paint it flesh colored. you know, um, but yeah, like I haven't even painted his hair, so like he's got a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
The good thing is though is that like most of his body's all black,
Mm-hmm.
so like I just need some black primer and that should be good.
Yeah, and yeah, painting black on these figures is so easy, because like there's so many customs I made where the moment you use black, like boom, it just covers everything.
Yeah, and it's done. And like I said, I just have to. I'm probably gonna paint the bracers silver
Mm-hmm.
or the wristbands in silver.
Right.
You know, but yeah, like I just finally got the parts for Techno though, like with that order from Big Bad.
Yep.
So that's why it's weird because like the legs are from a regular He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
This arm is from a Stone Cold. So is the torso.
Yeah.
The head of what suffered on eBay, and then
WWE Turnia. Yeah.
yeah, and then the this arm is the regular trap jaw. But I ended up getting the fan favorite version release.
Right. Right.
You know, Because
Yeah, you still got
apparently
it.
Techno it's a mismatch of 3 different characters.
Well, pretty much all the Motu figures, even the newer ones, it's all a mishmash, and like
Well, yeah, because there's lots of parts reused, but I'm saying
right.
like just to get the parts that I needed, it's like 3 different figures for this guy. You know,
Hmm.
like these two guys,
Yep.
these were the easiest to make.
Right. Right.
You know,
It's just two,
um,
right? You
it's
just swap them.
well,
Oh,
yeah, because like
three-ish. Yeah.
basically this is Platino here is a Fisto body
Right.
with the Jitsu armor
Hmm.
and a He-Man head,
Right.
right? And then the Jitsu is just a Jitsu with a Fisto armor, but the Fisto, like these 3 guys, like they're all interchangeable to make the 3 out of the 4 good guys from
Yeah.
Fuerza-T.
Hmm.
You know, so that was super easy. It was Techno that was the hardest.
Right. Right.
You know that, and thankfully no one likes the naked Stratos or the flesh colored Stratos.
Yeah.
So
Flesh color
like
Stratos.
I bought 3 Stratos to make these guys. I'm
Yeah,
waiting
because
on
they went
the
on
web store
sale.
on this guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I got a head. I mean, I bought a whole other web store just for the head,
Yeah.
but like no one on eBay has them, or like they're charging like $25 for a head. I'm like,
Right.
why am I gonna pay $25 when I can get a whole figure
Yeah.
from web
Exactly.
store for like $16? Because that's how much it was on Amazon.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You can get
I
it
do need to
cheaper
get
if you
another
buy the whole
armor though.
figure. Yeah.
I
But
do need to get another armor for. This is gonna be Felinor.
yeah.
Felinor.
You,
Yeah.
it's interesting how you can interpret it that merman head. Like originally is meant to be for a fish, then all of a sudden Mattel
It's very
decided,
cat-like.
yeah, is
Yeah.
very feline,
Well, yeah. Go
mammal
ahead.
like, I guess is the right word. Because like
Yeah.
because like later on they released him as a skunk, and
Yeah. Stinkor.
yep,
Yeah.
and Argentina they released it as a cat. So
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, I need armor for him. I'll probably get the armor from Barbarossa Customs because they've got armor specifically for this character from Fuerza-T.
it's
And then
yes,
yeah, Destructor here has the red waistband from Skeletor, so I'm gonna order that through Barbarossa Customs
nice,
also.
nice.
And yeah, he takes the web store head, and this is a Turtles of Grayskull Beastman
Yep, yep.
with the merman armor.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing about this though, and I didn't notice it until like this morning when I was
Yep.
looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a holding hand. It's not an open palm hand.
Oh, so it's not accurate to to that
No,
figure.
it's not. I'm like, son of a
Like
bitch. But I think I'm just gonna leave it anyway.
MFer. I mean, like,
I'm
hey,
just gonna leave it anyway.
yes, yes. I mean, whatever. This is your collection, man. Like it's in your opinion of what you want it to be. So
Yeah, I might get them some new feet though, because like they look like they have booties on. I mean, these feet.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of Motu, I heard that we should get a release coming this week
Oh,
for our new Mattel exclusive figure.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's something to look into. But speaking of which, you're a member, right?
Yeah.
Has there been any incentives that made you say you felt it was worth it? Like because I heard
Mm,
you were supposed to get like special content that only you members can have,
honestly, I
like
haven't really looked into that.
mm,
I probably should though.
yeah. It's like I'm assuming you have the ability to vote, which is for something. I don't know what, but I heard that you get the chance to vote for something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll send out an email, because I haven't like I've been trying to make sure that I don't miss anything from Mattel Creations,
Yeah.
and like I did see the email when they like put some new stock of certain figures up on the store,
Right.
but
Right.
it wasn't anything I needed, so I was like, oh, okay, well at least I got the email,
Hmm.
you know.
Excuse me.
So I have been keeping an eye out for things like that, but so far nothing. And even if even if there was something, Toy Habits is going to cover it.
I know those. Those guys, and I say this lovingly, that they're psycho when it comes to these updates. Like they just grab it the moment it's like
I
the
mean,
moment you throw in the ether, they grabbed it.
yeah, I mean, clearly they love Motu, you know.
But
So
their eyes are
they're
just so open,
well, yeah.
like wide open, like. So,
What can I say?
yeah, I'm not mocking them. I'm just saying
No, I
that
know.
it's impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess it helps also that they're probably a little bit more focused than maybe both of us. I mean, I'm not gonna speak for you or try to speak for you, but
Right.
I'm assuming your interests are not. They go. As a matter of fact, I know your interests go beyond Masters of the Universe because we both collect Transformers, also.
Right.
So,
Either that, or I'm assuming they just got a lot of people behind them that keeps them up as well. So
well, I know they have at least one inside guy from Mattel,
right,
as a source. So
or maybe they just have a system on finding stuff.
maybe. Oh, actually, I think they did mention that one time
But
on one of their shows.
yeah, but in any case, like I said, we should be expecting something next week. Well, we still got time, so I don't know. What's something you? Let's just play that speculation game. What would you like to see the reveal to
Uh,
be? There's no rumors or anything. It's just kind of like a think tank. I mean, just a wish list, you will.
uh, hmm.
All right. Well, let me start it off. Uh, in my opinion, I feel that they're going to continue to spread the vintage line. So I doubt it'll be anything from the vintage line. The reveal will not be in the vintage line. So maybe something more obscure that's just as popular. And and I know that could be anything in itself. So, well, just a thought. Maybe it might be that forearm minotaur we saw.
It might be too soon for that. I think.
Hmm?
I think it might be too soon for that.
You think so? So how about okay? So let me see what's another one we could talk about. Um, here's
Hmm.
like an easy custom they can do that they
Hmm.
keep hinting on from time to time. The I I don't know the names of them, so like why don't like if I give you the details of the characters, maybe you might pick it up. Like I remember that there's these two characters, a green guy and a pink one, I believe. There's like one of them's a wolf man, the other one's like like a lizard or some sort. I, I keep seeing them show up in random pieces of art, and
Like little guys.
no, they're not little guys. They're like I would say that if they could make them, they probably could use the Beastman bodies for them.
I, okay.
And I think they were created based on wearing masks.
Yeah. Okay. You're thinking of the same guys that I'm thinking of, which were the
Right,
guys from the Masks of Power mini comic.
right. So I'm I'm open to see them show up. I mean, I would be if I'm
That'd be pretty cool to see.
yeah. They're easy to produce. All they gotta do is just do some simple head swaps, and they're done.
Yeah. And they
Oh
already did the masks also,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Or how about these guys? Like maybe we might like because remember last year? Was it last year? We saw the Frogmonger, right?
Right.
And
Yeah,
he's
Modulok.
yep. Not only was he based on those parts, but he was supposed to be kind of like a nod to one of the creatures that was appearing underneath the
The
Eternia,
grill in
the
Eternia.
grill.
In the
No,
Castle,
not
Castle
Castle
Grayskull.
Grayskull. Yeah, that grill with,
Yeah.
and he's one of them. So maybe we could see another one of those monsters show up as a figure.
There is that wolf guy.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. Or it could be.
that would be fun to think. I mean, not saying it will happen, but it'll be fun.
Oh,
It would be fun if it shows up.
you know, it'd be really interesting
Yeah, what?
if it's Dispara. Yeah, your mind is blown. I can see that. Because also, it coincides perfectly with Shira's 40th anniversary.
Right. And plus, San Diego Comic Con is like what 2 months away at least.
May, June. Yeah, like 2 months, 2.5-ish months away.
So just putting the pieces together, maybe we might get a reveal, and we might get some preview shots at
Maybe.
San Diego Comic
Maybe.
Con.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there could be a lot of things.
Yeah. exactly. I'm not saying that what we're saying is concrete. I'm just having
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
with
No, yeah,
speculation. So like
yeah,
it could be the beast from that mini comic you mentioned. It could be a character from like another character from that grill art from Castle Grayskull.
yeah, yeah,
It could be
yeah. Or,
Vicor because we got
dude,
we
that'd
got
be so
Demo Man
cool.
not too long ago.
Yeah, yeah, we did. Yeah, I still need to open mine too. Um, could be deep. Yeah, it could be Vicor. Vicor would be really cool.
Yep.
Um, would be nice if it was also what's his face,
Who? Vicron.
Vicron. Yeah.
Yep. That's another possibility. Let's see.
Hmm. Or maybe I don't know. Like, there's so many figures it could be.
Yep.
Could be Dragstore. Could be what's the other one? Blast Attack.
Blast Attack. Well, if it were any of the vintage guys, like my money will be on Dragstore because they've been really. He's been showing up in these box arts. Oh,
Yeah.
it could be the Scorpion Brothers.
Yeah, it could be that too. Yeah, because it looks like it's basically a lot of parts reuse, like heavy parts reuse. Like maybe just new heads. I think.
Right. You need
So
to make the money on that Moduloc parts.
I mean, hell's yeah. By the way, that box is really nice. Like, just the shipping box that it comes in is
Mm-hmm.
really nice. Have you seen it?
Yes, I own it. I haven't
You have?
opened it.
Okay.
I'm not opening it anytime soon, but it.
I might.
Yeah, we talk. That's a conversation we'd have some other time, where just how we choose to open our boxes and stuff. Is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I like to schedule my openings and stuff. So yeah, it's just
Okay.
that's just my way. That's how it
Yeah.
makes it fun for me.
Yeah. Totally. That's the point of toys. Have fun.
Yeah, to have fun. So, anyways, you want to call it a night?
Uh,
Was there anything else you
we
want to
still
cover?
cover Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah. All right. So, because we only got like 4 minutes left. So,
It's fine. I
alrighty.
think we'll be okay.
Okay. Let me. I'll get my screen. Plus it's a teaser. So,
Yeah, it's just a teaser, so it's not like it's a lot.
let's see. So these are the teasers I got. Oh, hold on. Okay. So, yeah. So first off, we got like a shot of the city. And
Obviously in black and white.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I forgot to bring up. That it's all black and white. And then
Yeah.
we got the spider. So just to let you know, it's Spider-Man.
Ooh, scary spider.
Yep. And we got some shots. So first off, excuse me. I think we need to bring this up that this is a teaser trailer. So
Right.
I would be pleasantly surprised if any of these shots make it to the series.
Really?
No, because like I'm just thinking this is just examples and stuff. Because I mean, if this is actually in footage of the film of the show, what is it, a show?
Yeah, it's gonna be a show.
Yeah, but it looks great so far, like setting the mood for this show.
I mean, that's part of the appeal of noir films.
Yeah.
It's very
Yep.
atmospheric.
Is that Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, he's about to get bitten by a spider.
Oh my god. You know, just out of curiosity, is this the same noir Spider-Man from the
Spider-Verse movies?
the Spider-Verse movies? Because they're getting Nicolas Cage to play this.
I think so, but I'm not sure.
So anyways, and then I forgot what this shot is. I mean, it's an action shot definitely, but I just couldn't
Yeah.
pick up what we were seeing in that action. So let's see, and then we got the shot of the Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yep, and we get a clearer shot of the mask, or what little of it. So
Yeah,
Spider Noir. So
looks good. I
Yep.
don't know. I mean, it didn't give us a lot to go on, but
right.
I'm digging it. I'm kind of glad they brought in Nicolas Cage.
Yep. So,
Uh,
but speaking of real quick, speaking of Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage's body of work, I feel like Nicolas Cage has become a bit of a. I like Nicolas Cage. Ultimately, I love his body of work, but I feel like as of late, he's been really embracing the overacting on his projects, where he's like, it's not like, hey, how's it? Hey, how's it going? It's like, hey, how's it going? You know, like kind of like very
Yeah,
just
very
not
exaggerated.
very exaggerated. So I'm hoping that we see a more I won't say tempered, but like more focused Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
because like this isn't a role where you have to be like very flat, like no. Why do I keep bringing up that word? But like very explosive is probably a better word on
Okay.
Nicolas Cage's acting style. So
Yeah. I think in this case, flamboyant is fine.
all right, but so I'm hoping. Well, let me see, not hoping, but I'm interested that we're going to see a more tempered Nicolas Cage,
Yeah. Yeah. We might. We might.
because
Oh no, we
he's a
definitely
good
will.
He's a
Going
good
by what we
actor.
saw.
I
No,
love
of
his
course.
I love
Yeah.
his more serious works, but I
Like
also
Ghost
love
Rider.
his. Oh yeah, Ghost Rider. But I love his other works where he was just being an actor and stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, I like the Ghost Rider movies. I'm not trying to knock on Ghost Rider or
yeah,
what he did. I mean, he was just a little over the top on that, though.
right. Yeah, I love him for how silly that like those moments where he's just being so like bonkers with the film,
Yeah.
with the laughing and stuff. Like
Yeah. Just so over the top.
right, but yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess on that note, we'll call it quits for tonight. Thanks for anyone who's made it to the end of this episode.
Yes, thank
Uh,
you. We appreciate. We're having fun talk about these things, and
that's
we're
right. And
hoping
go ahead. Go ahead.
that the time you spent with us, that you enjoy what we're talking about. So
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's been like 2.5, almost 3 months at this point, and I'm having fun doing this.
right.
And I sincerely hope everyone else is enjoying it as well. Also, um, and thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and be excellent to each other.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.